Thanks for listening to Middle Aged and Mediocre. I'm Cash.
I'm Joel.
And we are a podcast about all things strange and unusual, death and UFOs, and other creepy,
Cults,
weird, random
ghosts.
stories. There you go.
Yeah. No, I'm just naming things in the room.
Oh my god.
There's a cult of ghosts.
Hey, welcome to Middle Aged Mediocre. Is that the way you say it? Yeah. Middle Aged Mediocre.
That's it. Good
That's
job.
good. We're good. I'm Cash.
I'm impressed.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm Joel.
That's Joel. I'll tell you up front right now, man. I got weird energy coming into this one.
Yeah.
You
You threw a book on my head when I
for a
came
book
in.
when you came in. I cannot believe you walked into, the place that you walk into like every weekend.
Yeah.
And you just did it all willy nilly.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Weird day. Weird. I think it's like spring outside all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's a nice day. And is Mercury in retrograde?
It's
Is there like a squirrel on the moon or something? What's happening? Your oar is off, buddy.
it's.
I gotta-
Yesterday it was snowing. Today
I gotta work
it's-
on your vibes.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on, but we're here for another episode.
Yeah. We're here. Hello.
We're finding out we got fans all over the place. And so, just to throw it out there, if you're a fan of our show, please share, tell people.
Don't be ashamed.
Don't be ashamed. I did actually legit have someone message me on Tumblr
Oh, yeah?
where I every once in a while will post our episodes to try to get that,
Yeah.
well, I don't even know what demographic it is.
I don't even know what Tumblr is.
Well, you wouldn't. That's probably a good thing you, probably a good thing you don't.
I don't know if I should be offended or not.
No.
Okay, I'm not.
honestly, take it as the highest compliment. Tumblr's a fucking cesspool.
All right.
But it's got its...
I don't know what Tumblr is.
But it's got its, group.
Yeah, people listen, yeah.
It was like a big
They got
thing.
ears. They got ears, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
their big thing there for a while. The big Tumblr thing, that's kind of what made that show Supernatural even more popular.
Oh.
Is
So that's their
Tumblr
fault.
got all the people on Tumblr got way behind it. There
Yeah.
was GIFs and
So they can do that for us, is what you're saying.
I'm trying.
Okay.
But I did have somebody message me.
Did you put on there how I'm a good boy?
No,
Tumble that.
I don't think
Tumble that around.
I don't like Tumblr.
Hashtag good boy.
Tumblr things. But they basically said that they listened.
Do they hashtag on Tumblr?
That they really don't know what the fuck we're talking about half the time. But that for some reason, they just really enjoy listening. So I was like, yeah, that's okay, cool.
Like our soothing voices were enough.
Yeah. Well,
I
know if it's that part.
I don't know what we're talking about.
I rarely.
Yeah.
I mean, I went back and listened to last week's. We didn't get anything wrong.
We did.
Oh, shit, did
The
we?
Cowboys are not going to go to the Super Bowl. The Bills are not beating the Bengals. But you had the Bengals in that game.
Yeah, I guess.
I called every game, I think, wrong.
No,
Except for that Jacksonville game. I think whoever they... I got the Chiefs over Jacksonville, right?
Yeah.
But I think every other
Well, you
game...
did get that the Bengals would cover.
Yeah.
So, because you said that they would at least cover the +3, I think. So they did.
But other than that, we got things right.
Yeah, we were both wrong about the Giants.
Yeah.
Both wrong about
And
the
the
Cowboys.
yep.
And then, I got the Bengals and you got the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So we're
25% each or something.
one for 4 both.
Woo!
That's awesome. Well, now who do you got? So we got...
Fuck, I just want to see the Niners win it all.
Really?
Yeah, that's a team I hate the least out of the 4.
Oh, yeah, you have to hate the Bengals.
Yeah, and I'm not a big Chiefs fan. They beat the Browns a couple years ago in that bullshit game. And the Eagles, I got a good buddy who likes the Eagles, and he's happy enough. They've won a Super Bowl recently.
Yeah.
He's got it going pretty good.
What more does he need?
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Another Super Bowl
Yeah,
win?
so I'd like to see the Niners pull it off. I mean, when was the last time you saw a rookie? Has a rookie ever won the Super Bowl? Has a rookie ever been in the Super Bowl?
The rookie's been to the Super Bowl.
Like quarterback, I guess I should say. I mean, obviously other.
I don't know about winning one, though.
Yeah. That would be pretty good.
When was Patrick Holmes? Was that on his rookie year?
I don't think so. I don't think he made it there his rookie year. Just be like, hey, sorry, has a rookie ever been in the Super Bowl?
I mean, oh, yeah, a few.
Oh, really? Quarterbacks?
Yeah. Ben Roethlisberger,
Oh, shit.
Joe Flacco,
Oh, fuck.
Dan Marino, Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan.
and David Woodley.
I don't know who David Woodley is.
He was from back in the he was with the Dolphins.
Matt Ryan. That was his rookie year when they were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, the first time, not when you blew it against the Patriots. That must have been who beat him that year then.
Has any rookie quarterback won a Super Bowl? The short answer is no. No rookie has ever won or even started a Super Bowl. What are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Rookie quarterbacks getting blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, then why did Google give me a list
of rookie quarterbacks?
Of people.
Was Ben Roethlisberger really in the Super Bowl his rookie year?
I don't think so.
We'll never know. Google. Nobody knows.
What are we doing right now? I don't know. I kind of want the 49ers to win just because my buddy Jason, that's him and his wife's team.
Oh, yeah, the Niners.
So as far as I do
like
not.
the Raiders.
He likes the Raiders. Okay, so it's his wife's team. Okay. But I think he automatically has to kind of. I definitely don't want the fucking Eagles to win. But I'd be happy. I want the Bengals to win.
Yeah.
Too. But I know you can't. Yeah, they're
my division rival.
I mean, I don't know. Until
good, though.
Until my team got rid of, a rapist, I would probably alleged rapist. I would probably just not cheer for them.
Let's start the episode.
Is that not it? Were we not started? So I got the Bengals and 49ers with the Bengals winning the whole thing.
Yeah. All right, I got 49ers and Chiefs with the Bengals fucking themselves and the 49ers winning the whole thing.
Okay. Good deal. I figure the Chiefs are going to win it all.
It's going to be the Eagles. I mean, I'm sorry.
I don't know. The Chiefs always fucking win.
Yeah. Last year they didn't. Cincinnati beat them at home. Can they do it 2 years in a row?
I like to see it.
They beat them at Mahomes.
I like to see, right now, so Brock Purdy, you talking about him being, going in because I've got into card collecting, his cards right now. I'm
surprised they even made cards for him.
He's only got a few.
The third string quarterback.
He's only got a few, and some of the newer product coming out is but my God, it's so dumb how expensive his cards are right now. I feel like people are just I saw a rookie went the other day for $20,000.
Wow.
Maybe it was a rookie auto, an autograph, but still, I'm just it's fucking Brock Purdy. He may end up being the next Tom Brady. I don't know.
Yeah. That'd be pretty crazy.
To me, he just seems like he's on
that
the
quarterback
best
situation
team
there
possible.
Yeah, oh yeah. Their offense is good, defense is good.
Yeah, you could put anybody that had a knowledge of quarterback. I feel like
Baker Mayfield would be setting records if he was there.
We
can't.
Baker would just
he'd transcend the game of
football.
I don't know
how Baker would. He'd probably be putting on a hell of a show there right now.
Oh yeah.
So I got.
They'd be like Joe Montana. Who?
I don't know if they ever did that. So this week, we got a pretty good, just one single story for you.
All right.
Well, then we gotta feel good.
Oh yeah.
Because we're gonna help you guys feel good later. Feel real good.
It's weird that you're the creepy one now.
Yeah, I feel like I just gotta embrace it today. Whoa, I know we gotta talk about real quick before we get anywhere else. Tonight, big show. We're a Rumble.
Yeah,
it's
the big show. You're calling it now. The big show returns. Paul White.
He'd have the advantage being as big as he is.
Yeah, because they'd have the biggest man in the Rumble.
You know how the biggest man in the Rumble always wins.
Always wins. Yeah,
they never get thrown out by 5-7 to 12 people.
5, 7, 12.
I'd say Royal Rumble's the best event every year.
It's my favorite.
Right?
I've been watching Rumbles leading up to it.
Yeah. Hands down, it's the best event every year.
Hands down. I'll chop
WrestleMania
my hands
tries
off.
to be...
WrestleMania is number 2.
Yeah.
Distant 2.
If Survivor Series went back to old school Survivor Series,
I'd
probably have to put it back up there pretty high. But
Royal Rumble's, it's
Rumble's
the
awesome.
best. Yeah.
So who...
So
Women's Rumble, who you got coming out of the
hopefully,
Women's Rumble?
Rhea Ripley.
Rhea, that's who
I am a Rhea Ripley stan.
Yeah.
Okay.
She is. She's awesome.
She is awesome.
In different ways.
Yeah, all the ways. That shit with her and Dom though, they're just so fucking good together.
Yeah.
And now Dom's the fucking criminal or the prison.
Hey, prison life changed him.
Prison Mike. So I think Rhea Ripley and I think Cody Rhodes probably gonna win the Men's Rumble. Yeah.
Okay. So
I feel like they've been hyping him up pretty good.
I'm going Sammy.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't keep that as a surprise, just for that pop. When
I don't know if he is out.
Oh, they've announced it. Yeah, they've been
did
showing.
they announce it?
Yeah, they've been showing videos of like him training to come back and.
Oh no! I meant Sammy.
Oh,
like I don't
okay.
know if Sammy's in it.
Oh, okay. I bet he will be.
Well, I think everyone knew Cody was coming back for the Rumble.
Yeah.
So I think they just. But
Fuck
yeah,
me.
they could have just
Then
waited.
fuck me.
They could have just waited.
Yeah, get that pop, but probably Austin will come back, or we'll see. But who you got winning?
I hope Sammy. Like
Yeah.
I hope. I don't know. As long as they're, to me, the only thing I really want to see is Sammy be the one to beat Roman.
Yeah.
I think it's the only way this all like works
Pays
out.
off.
This
It's
all
the
pays off.
bloodline,
This has
yeah.
been just the best story ever.
Yeah, it has been.
If Cody, I don't want Cody to win and go on to be the one. I'm like, that hasn't been the story.
Yeah.
That's not been the story for an entire year.
Yeah. If they did that, they probably would get Sammy then going after the tag titles or something.
But
Maybe.
I feel like that's not enough at this point.
The way they've been doing it, where Sammy's been with, interacting with Roman Reigns, and
I almost feel like it's going to, because they still keep throwing in the stuff with where Jay was like, when Roman first, did this whole blood or head of the table thing.
Yeah.
And Jay was the one that he kind of, mistreated and everything
yeah,
else. And
put in his place.
And now they've got Jay kind of like, he was jealous of Sammy because Sammy was getting, and then he kind of like sees, sees like a brother in Sammy.
Yeah.
Because they're both going through the same thing. So like he's there for him.
Yep.
So I feel like if they don't do something where
Jimmy
the
turns
Usos and everyone turn on Roman
yeah.
and like leave him with nothing, I feel like that's the way Sammy came in, ended up costing Roman everything.
It's gonna be cool to find out.
Yeah. But
it's not always like that you're that into it, invested,
This is
and hardly anything they've done.
This bloodline story is just, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even make sense it's on WWE program. It doesn't, like, I felt like, I tweeted the other night it should be its own series.
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't fit in with the rest of the world.
Like the thing they did on Raw was really good, and then on SmackDown, and
just everything they do
Yeah.
is just like, they just keep adding
good.
layers and layers. They call back to things.
I like it.
Yeah. We got a good...
Do you think anybody are gonna make surprises? Any surprise entrance? Carlito, the masterpiece,
figure...
Stone Cold,
Logan Paul.
Oh yeah.
I bet Logan Paul shows up.
Is he healed or whatever?
I think.
Yeah.
There was somebody else I was thinking of that I bet...
Seth Rollins made a comment about CM Punk.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I can't tell if he was
I don't think Punk
just
would.
saying something to try to stir up shit.
Just
or if
that
he
any
actually,
character. Yeah.
Johnny Knoxville, I bet he'll probably... I mean, I
Oh.
wouldn't be surprised if he makes an appearance.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Let's
we
go.
We got a drinking game printed out.
Oh,
for,
sweet.
Later at the party I'm going to. So we're going to get...
Oh, going to a party?
It's going to be...
Man, I'm just now hearing about it.
You were invited to
And
it.
also when you texted me about it a couple days ago, but other than that text a couple days ago, I'm just now hearing about it.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot.
I guess so.
Thanks a lot. I'm having my own party.
One of the things being added to it is every time somebody points at the WrestleMania sign.
Oh,
So...
you're going to be
If everyone
blackout.
dies,
I'm taking all your wrestlers.
yeah, you can have them.
Sweet.
Yeah, if I die, you can have everything.
Cool.
I think Jason the other day tried to call everything in a group text,
Sorry, buddy.
but we got it on wax.
Yeah.
So, all right, you ready for this story?
Yeah.
I can't believe we haven't talked about this guy before.
All right.
I can't believe it's taken us this long to really
Is it
cover
Jared
this.
from Subway?
It's Jared from
He's
Subway.
a piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, he's just as much of a piece of shit as this guy, I think.
all right.
I'm pretty sure we could make him, like, because Jared, like, full on, like, did he, like, physically
Yeah.
do some shit?
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't just pictures.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, I know that's terrible, but, like,
Yeah.
was he, like, physically, like,
I think he was.
Harming kids?
Yeah, I think he was.
yeah, he's just,
Either way, fuck
he's
this
just
guy.
as bad as this
All
guy.
right.
Not that if he was just pictures, he wouldn't be
Yeah,
a terrible person,
sure.
too, but, now that there's victims involved, we're going to talk about, I'm going to see if you know who this is.
Okay.
Herman Webster Mudgett.
Herman Webster Mudgett.
Mudgett.
I do not know who that is.
So, he would later go by a different name. He would later change his name to Henry Howard Holmes.
Oh, HHH.
H.H. Holmes.
Chicago.
Triple H, the original.
Yeah, in
the
Chicago,
OG
right?
Triple H, yep. Yeah, Chicago.
Had his house full of traps and...
Basically his murder castle.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is, I've thought about doing this story, I don't know how many times. So, there's a lot of, over the years, there's been a lot of books written about it, about his case. There's documentaries and everything like that.
It inspired some movies, too, didn't it?
Some movies. So there's been a little bit of like investigation into some of the stuff. So a lot of what people thought about H.H. Holmes for years maybe was the result of people creating, because this is a pretty interesting situation where he makes his own.
And like the worse something is, it snowballs.
And you start to kind of,
because there is at the origin of it really bad shit.
Yeah.
But then people start making it just a little bit worse and a little bit more outlandish. Like it doesn't need to be.
And as we'll get into, people made outlandish claims about Herman, like at even young ages. So this guy, he was big into insurance fraud, fake. Like he was kind of like a quack when it came to like he was pretend to be a doctor and make like medicines and stuff that wouldn't work. He'd create like inventions that didn't actually work, but he'd sell them off like they did.
Swindler.
He was a swindler.
Yeah.
He was a compulsive liar. He rarely looked people in the eye. He'd create new names and backstories for himself pretty often. Sometimes he was the son of an English
That's
lord.
a hard thing to do sometimes. Make sure you look people in the eye.
It's a hard thing to do?
Oh, for me.
Is that what you're saying?
Not for you?
No, it is. I just make sure that's what you said.
Oh, yeah. I think, because it's
right
my
now,
job. We're locked in right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
I ain't turning my head.
But at my job, when I talk to people, I gotta make sure, like, I'm looking people in the eye. Okay.
I win.
I looked away so hard.
Looking people in the eye can be.
I'm not doing it again. I'm gonna gouge my eyes out. Oh God.
The worst is
like
like
rest after that.
The worst is when. Well, you're just. The worst is when like people want to lock eyes with you, and then they get closer.
Yeah.
As they talk too, so you're like.
And you don't want to talk to them.
And you just you try to be respectful. Yeah, so it sucks when you're at a job though, because then you're locked into it. Like you've got to look at them.
I guess I shouldn't try to identify with the crazy killer in our story.
I think you should.
Okay.
I think we ought to see where that goes.
That's the one thing, like I can get not wanting to look people in the eye.
Okay, I can get conning people out of money.
Yeah, insurance fraud.
They don't
fuck them
deserve
companies.
it. Yeah, fuck those companies.
Yeah.
So
we gotta stop.
So
we're turning. We're doing something.
But again, the picture that has been kind of created of him may or may not be completely true. He was dubbed a modern Bluebeard, whatever the fuck that means, by William Randolph Hearst's New York World. Which, by the way, William Randolph Hearst, whole reason why fucking weed industry can't be where weed's been held down, because William Randolph Hearst's newspaper. He spent tons of money
because he owned
making
tobacco.
Outlandish claims.
Because he owned tobacco, right?
Yeah, he owned. I mean, he just owned everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we talked about him in the story of the Scream Killer. Where I think it was that one. We talked about an axe murderer, dude, and it kind of turned into like the anti-marijuana. Like they said he was high.
Oh yeah,
remember that? Adam Invicta or something like that.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, like William Randolph Hearst was at the head of like publishing all this bullshit. So H.H. Holmes. H.H. Holmes is kind of like America's answer to Jack the Ripper too. He was like the first one to kind of
fit
that same bill. We had our own Ripper. That's what we've always been.
Now we can scoff when we heard Ripper stories.
That's what we've been needing.
Something we could rally behind.
So he was, again, Herman Webster Mudgett. He was born in Gillimanton, New Hampshire in 1861 to Levi Horton Mudgett and Theodate Page Price, or Theodate. I don't know how you say her name. Both of whom were descended from the first English immigrants in the area. He was the third-born child. He had an older sister, Ellen, and an older brother, Arthur, a younger brother, Henry, and a younger sister, Mary. His father was from a farming family, and at times, I'm going to call him Holmes. That'll be the easiest way to kind of keep... Holmes worked as a farmer, trader, and house painter.
You got it, Holmes.
His parents were devout Methodists. Later... attempts to fit Holmes in the patterns seen. Later people would come out and say, we saw him torture animals.
Yeah.
And that he suffered the abuse at the hands of a violent father. But many of the people that were actually around his childhood at that time there's no proof of either of any of that stuff. So people
They
try
want
to
to fit
make
people
him,
in a box.
Yeah.
Like all serial killers had to have
hurt
abused
an animal.
animals, wet the bed, started fires. I wet fires in the bed.
Say 2 out of 3.
Well, I'm using myself.
I'm still passing. At the age of 16, Holmes graduated from Phillips Exeter Academy and took teaching jobs in Gilmanton and later in nearby Alton. On July 4th, 1878, he married Clara Lovering in Alton. Their son, Robert Lovering, was born on February 3rd. Lovering's a good, pretty good last name.
Yeah, why would they give the baby the woman's last name?
Well, I didn't add the Mudgett part because I ruined it.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Because
Mudgett's awful.
Robert Lovering Mudgett.
Mudgett is
really
just the worst. God.
But I like to be Jack Lovering.
Yeah.
Checking into the hotel, I'm Jack Lovering.
Jack Lovering.
Or is it just Lovering? I don't know. This is my last name. Moving on. Robert became certified public. Robert. Oh yeah, he became a certified public accountant and served as city manager of Orlando. So good things for the son of the awful killer guy.
Holmes Jr.
Holmes enrolled in the University of Vermont in Burlington at age 18.
That's where Fish went. Trey Anastasia.
Is it really?
Yeah. Hell yeah. That's where they met, man.
He met? Oh, you mean Fish?
Fish the band.
Yeah. I was like, they met.
Not Albert Fish.
How did they meet H.H. Holmes?
What if Albert Fish met H.H. Holmes? That'd be a wacky sitcom.
Yeah,
like they're both trying to wash their knives off of blood at the same time. They're like, we need another sink in here.
So he started there, but he was dissatisfied with the school, left after 1 year. In 1882, he entered the University of Michigan's Department of Medicine and Surgery, graduated in June 1884.
Another reason to hate Michigan.
So only 2 years and he passed the exams. While enrolled, he worked in the anatomy lab under Professor William James Herdman, then the chief anatomy instructor, and the two were said to have been engaged in facilitating grave robbing to supply medical cadavers. Holmes had apprenticed in New Hampshire under Nahum White, a noted advocate of human dissection. Years later, when Holmes was suspected of murder and claimed to be nothing but an insurance fraudster, he admitted to using cadavers to defraud life insurance companies several times in college. So even in college, this dude was grave robbing and using bodies.
I like the rob the cradle wink. That's awful.
That is.
Can you edit that out?
You want to take that one back?
No, yeah, I do, but I can't.
If you say it backwards, it goes away.
All right.
Perfect. You got it.
Nailed
Housemates described Holmes as treating Clara violently, and in 1884, before his graduation, she moved back to New Hampshire and later wrote she knew little of him afterwards. I knew little of him afterwards.
Yeah. Good.
Very little. After he moved to Moore's Forks. More Forks over here in New York. A rumor spread that Holmes had been seen with a little boy who later disappeared.
A little boy.
Holmes claimed the boy went back to his home in Massachusetts. No investigation took place, and Holmes quickly
He did say he went
left
back.
town.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean no investigation took place? The man said he didn't.
Yeah.
You know, he went back, so we're all good here. Then Holmes just like running out of town. Rumors and anecdotes from those yeet. I'd love to hear. I'd love to learn that H.H. Holmes invented the yeet. Rumors and anecdotes from those who knew him at the time repeatedly mention his habit of stealing medical cadavers. So, like,
he's just known for it.
People are like, look, the one thing we know about old Holmes here, he will take your body when you're dead.
That's a lot of work. You got to be really dedicated for that. You got to dig them up.
That's a hell of a lot of...
It's got to be hard to move a dead body, too.
Yeah. Especially after you...
I wouldn't know.
Especially after you've dug the hole.
Yeah.
Like, you're tired.
You're tired.
You know how hard it is to dig?
And you, like, put the hole back, or do you just leave it undug? Because then, I mean,
I'd say once you get the body out of there, why even bother?
Well, then they're going to know. But I guess they'll know anyway, because the ground looks...
Yeah, they're probably going to know either way.
Yeah.
So, you know, damned if you do, damned if you don't,
Pretty
really.
much.
You ever dug a hole?
Yeah.
Is it not the worst?
Like, as a kid, that's all you wanted to do was dig a hole.
It looks so easy.
Like, I just want to see how deep I can go.
It looks so easy on, like, movies and TV shows and cartoons especially.
Yeah.
And the first time you... But I mean, like, have you ever, like, as a kid, yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, as an adult,
yeah.
have you ever dug a hole?
Yeah.
It's so
dug some
goddamn
holes.
hard.
Yeah.
And it takes so long.
That growl, man.
So
You gotta get gloves so you don't get blisters on your hand.
But you rarely ever have gloves
I
available,
know,
so you just say
yeah.
fuck it and do it. And then you bleed for days and you can't feel things.
Yep.
And your
That's
life
why you're
just
digging a
goes-
hole so you can just throw yourself in it.
Things go. Me and Tim started to dig a hole once. He was gonna expand his driveway
Uh-huh.
at his house. So we're like, yeah, okay, we'll just, dig up the whatever. It never got done. Like we dug for days and weren't even close to being done. And I think he finally just kind of said fuck it. And for like months, he just had like a dug up front yard. And I was always like, yeah, it's not my yard, man.
Whatever you want.
Yeah. So again, people would constantly say this guy's stealing dead bodies. In one story told by his Burlington landlady, she said that she noticed a foul stench in Holmes's room emanating from a dark object under the bed. Using the broom, she swept the object and found that it was a dead baby.
Oh,
Who knows
fuck.
if that's true?
Yeah.
Like, this is one of those things where it's like, people don't know if this is actually true or not. This is just what some random landlady said that she found. But you would think if you found a dead baby under a tenant's bed,
You call somebody.
he would have been kicked out of this place
Yeah.
or, like,
Arrested.
investigated for murder.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine it was a real thing that happened. I think it was just her later after she...
Yeah.
So, according to his Michigan classmates, however, he was quiet, he was a serious man, and he was somber. He didn't talk much, and though he was a bit strange, he appeared mostly harmless. Or, as, the women there would say, he was so mysterious.
Ooh.
So, or however the Michigan people talk.
Yeah, it was more like a Minnesota.
I think, doesn't Michigan have a little bit of the,
I've
little
never
bit
been
of
there.
the old
I've never
Midwest
been there.
to it, I think?
Yeah, they're Wolverines.
A little mysterious.
Wolverines!
Apart from stealing the occasional corpse or foot, most people remember that he was training to be a missionary in Zululand.
So he wanted a missionary position?
That he did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, with a dead body.
What the problem?
Which it was a lie that he was training to be a missionary. He
Yeah.
lied about that. In his last year of medical school, Holmes was sued for breach of promise. Quite a serious crime at that time. Do you know what that is?
Lying?
Kinda, but
Breaking a contract?
sorta. So his accuser claimed that Holmes proposed to her and that they consummated their relationship,
Oh.
only to have her later find out that he was already married.
Oh.
Son of a bitch, that's a breach of promise.
Okay.
He got sued for it.
Damn.
It was a crime. You could have a dead baby under your bed,
Yeah.
but you could not breach a promise.
If you say you love a gal and you're going to marry her, then you better marry
By
her.
dad gum, you better marry
Yep.
her. So if true, the charges could have prevented him from graduating. When the case became public, many who knew Holmes and the faculty and student body felt this was out of character for him. I would say, though, like, is he already married? Because if he's already married, then she's right. If he's not already married, then this isn't... Like, I don't know how there was a lot of... I don't know how this was up in the air. He had a professor who had to defend him against expulsion in the front of the whole school board. Later, after his graduation ceremony, Holmes told the professor that the widow had been telling the truth.
Oh,
So, that moment, the professor later wrote, was
kind
the
of like
first...
a Primal Rage ending.
Yes, kind of.
Yeah.
Was the first positive evidence I had received up until that time that the fellow was a scoundrel. And I told him so at the time. So,
Scoundrel!
yeah, like... But I don't know if they didn't have records to prove that he was married or not already, or if they were just like, he's not. And then
He does have a ring on!
Yeah, like... So, he says he's not.
The 1800s were wild.
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of showing that's a little bit of sociopathic behavior on Holmes' part to, like, get away with that and then go up to the guy that helped you and be like, by the way.
That's how he gets off.
Yeah. Yeah, he had never truly consummated the marriage yet until that moment. And he consummated all over that professor that helped him.
Yep, all over his leg.
So, also, that professor that defended him later realized that Holmes had attempted to burglarize his house on 2 separate occasions. So Holmes was a scoundrel. I mean,
Just a real piece of
this
shit.
professor's not wrong. Real scoundrel of a fella. Depending upon who you ask, H.H. Holmes's more fatal games may have started in medical school. In his 1895 autobiography, Holmes's own story, He claims that he and a Canadian classmate had plotted to steal cadavers from their laboratory and pass them off as other people to collect insurance money.
Like a Weekend at Bernie's
Weekend
style?
at Bernie's. H.H. Holmes wrote Weekend at Bernie's.
We gotta show that he's alive and then he's gonna be dead the next day.
The plan...
Get some sunglasses. They haven't been invented yet. God damn it!
First we make sunglasses.
First we make sunglasses.
And then beach shirts.
Yep. A windbreaker. I think Bernie had a windbreaker on.
Yeah, he did. You're right. Yeah. And then, like, the sunglasses.
Guy, yeah.
He had a cool mustache.
Oh, the coolest fucking mustache.
So, the plan in Holmes' retelling of it centered around a certain local family. A man, a woman, and their young daughter. All of whom had been convinced to take out a life insurance policy. After the family had been convinced to leave town, Holmes and his accomplice would present 3 mutilated bodies of about the right ages and appearance, collect the money, and split the profits.
All right.
So, I mean, I don't...
He's a hustler.
He's a hustler, baby.
That's all he's doing right now is just hustling.
But I do love that he had to get, like, you would have to talk to that family and be like, here's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Uh,
Look, you're gonna make $25.
You're gonna
if you don't want $25, okay, I can find someone else who wants $25.
You have to uproot your life.
Yeah.
And move completely to a different place.
But you're gonna be doing it with $25.
But you're gonna be $25 richer.
Yeah.
And this is the 1800s.
So that's a lot of fucking money.
Like, you can go anywhere and
you
be
can buy like
whoever.
7 horses with $25.
At least 7.
If you have 7 horses, you've done started a farm.
You're not have to like register for anything new. You can just show up a place and be like, hey, we're the fucking...
we're not the people that died in that last town.
We're not them at all. We're the other family that didn't die in the house. So that's who we are.
Those were the Morrises. We're the Morrisons.
I'm Mr. Not that guy back there.
Yep.
I'm a butcher. I now own this building here, and I am a butcher.
I have 7 horses.
That's how this works in the 1800s. I just claim it, and it happens. Did I tell you we have $25?
$25!
So, you want to marry my daughter? It'll cost you... You give me $27, and you can have her.
That's how you accumulate wealth.
We were that family back there. You got us. You got us. You sons of bitches. You got us.
It was all Holmes' idea.
It was all Holmes. So, they also agreed to...
You're not going to take our $25, are you?
So, they also agreed to split the work.
Run!
Somehow in the... Yeah, this... I highlighted this sentence because this is one of the craziest sentences I've ever seen. So, okay. Holmes and the roommate agreed to split the work. Somehow, in the middle of a national cadaver shortage...
And that people weren't dying?
So people just weren't dying for a while, I guess, in 1880.
That's before the government had time to invent all this shit that's killing us.
What does that mean, a national cadaver shortage?
People either weren't, or they were dying in such ways there were no cadavers. That's when people would combust. Spontaneous combust. That's all the 1800 was. People walking down the street just pop.
Well, we can't look at that dead body now.
Yeah, once it pops, there's no... You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube once it's out. So there's no bodies to cadaver, I guess.
Apparently not. Apparently a national cadaver shortage, which I assume you fixed by...
Would you go to door to door and be like, would you like to make a donation? You're like, sure, yeah. They just like stab you in the neck.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what you meant.
You probably don't have... I don't know what kind of gun you have.
Yeah.
But it probably doesn't go...
Yeah, you probably have to be like... Pour
just
and then stuff.
Just a minute.
What are you doing there? Nothing. Pay no attention to what I'm doing. Look me in the eyes. Look me in the eyes.
Oh, I dropped the fucking gunpowder. Holmes claimed during the middle of this shortage that he found a body in Chicago. That's what he told the partner of his. I found this body.
Yeah.
And the partner was like, sure, okay. So Holmes stored the corpse in a barrel where it remained until he moved to Chicago in 1886. By that time, it was so rotten that the only thing to do was bury it in his basement. That's what he told the police later when they would find human bones inside of his house.
Oh, yeah.
He would tell them,
that's how.
I found this body in Chicago,
Then by the time I got home, it was useless.
Look, at the time, there were no dead bodies anywhere. It was a shortage, you see. But I found one, and I took it. I had it ever since. Boom, bingo, bango, you found the bones.
That's like Tony Soprano playing H.H. Holmes.
Is that not how H.H. Holmes talked?
Sopran Holmes.
Was he not like a fucking,
No, he was from fucking Iowa or whatever he said.
Whatever. He can talk however I feel like talking.
He can.
So
fuck that guy.
Fuck him. So he's still Herman Mudgett at this point.
Okay.
By the way. He hasn't changed his name yet. He's still Herman William Mudgett or William Herman Mudgett, whatever. He was in New York. He's working 2 jobs. One as a doctor, one as a school teacher. Which, let's not have H.H. Holmes be a school teacher.
Yeah, or a doctor. I don't
I don't know why I thought that was fine. There are refuted reports of Holmes showing his students a severed foot. Also, one of him marrying a woman who then went missing. And then possibly a true incident from this time. Again, a lot of things about H.H. Holmes is just like random people saying this shit happened.
Yeah.
A Civil War veteran came into the office that Holmes shared with another doctor named Steele. He was
Dr. Steele.
Dr. Steele. He was near death when he claimed was an old war wound and asked that the physicians perform an autopsy to eventually confirm this in order to secure a military pension for his wife. So, Holmes agreed, so that means they had to kill him.
Yeah.
So when the man died, Holmes successfully...
Holmes said, say less.
Yeah. As he was covering his mouth up with chloroform. When the man died, Holmes successfully located the bullet that had been lodged in his chest for more than 20 years. He then removed the bullet, along with the dead man's shattered ribs, and refused to hand them over unless Steele paid him for them. Steele, who had already had enough evidence to confirm the nature of the injury and cause of death, refused. I'm not paying for those fucking things. I don't need them. And as far as he knows, Holmes kept the ribs. Weird dude.
Yeah. Well, I'm keeping these ribs.
These are my ribs now. It's possible that Steele had his own reasons for telling the story. In their last interaction, Holmes asked to borrow money for a train ticket to Chicago. He never returned to pay back the debt, but he did leave other things behind. One was a box containing all mementos left over from his life up to that point, which means he also left behind the name Herman Mudgett, and he moved on to being called H.H. Holmes. So we're going to take a break, get an ad in here, we'll be back with a little bit more about old H.H. Holmes. Now that he's officially H.H. Holmes.
He's on the run!
Okay, we're back. So, H.H. Holmes is now H.H. Holmes. He has...
Mudgett is now...
He was... Yeah. Herman Mudgett is now H.H. Holmes. Yep. So, he borrowed some money to get a train ticket, never returned it, never came back, changed his name. He's now H.H. Holmes. A lot of people think that it was maybe changed his name because of Sherlock Holmes. The stories were enormously popular at the time, and when H.H. Holmes got arrested. But Sherlock Holmes first appeared in print in 1887 in America and was not published until 1890, so Holmes wouldn't have even heard about it yet. But the first appearance of the legal name H.H. Holmes was appearing in Illinois newspapers and legal documents as early as 1886. Holmes showed up in Chicago, and he took a test to be able to practice pharmacy in the state. So that's where his name first starts showing up. And he actually bought a building off of Dr. Elizabeth Sarah Holton. She ran a pharmacy at the time. She had a large building, though. He offered her the money. She was pregnant.
Where was this building at?
Chicago.
All right.
At 63rd and Wallace.
Oh, Inglewood?
And Inglewood.
All right.
I knew that's why.
Okay.
You know the.
I can picture it. Yeah, man.
Fuck,
I can picture it.
So yeah, she was eager to be able to sell the building, and to start kind of start over again with her being pregnant. So he gets this building. It's a 2-story building. He begins a series of renovations. The most notable, if you already know about the story, is there were secret passages, false walls, elevator...
No, he did that all for the wrong reasons, but I want some secret passages, false walls, hidden rooms.
Yeah, this is all cool shit.
Yeah, but
It's
like
just-
to get high in them. Like I would just get high in all of them. I'm
Just
not going to be
wander-
like killing people.
Just wander around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd just be fun. It'd just be fun to get really high.
Like I'll have a bong in one, like a rolling table in another one, you know.
It's like It's Always Sunny. Charlie's like up
Up
in
in
the
the
vents.
vents? Sure, yeah.
He's got his own
Maybe
little.
put some video games in there or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he at the same time, this is when the World's Fair was happening.
That's fair.
So he actually Holmes began advertising his building as the World's Fair Hotel.
Oh.
So he's trying to bring in all the people from this fair. Before the hotel could open, H.H. Holmes's creditors, repossessed the furniture he'd purchased. So he just had basically an empty building. Because he couldn't afford to pay any of this shit. I don't even know how. I don't know how much he paid the doctor lady, but that was probably all he had to get the building. So he did probably. They said that there is a chance that he probably got some desperate fairgoers to stay there because they just had nowhere else to go. But at the height of the World's Fair on August 13th, 1893, a fire, probably started by Holmes himself to collect the insurance, destroyed the third floor.
He has a history of it.
And forced the evacuation of the entire building. In a statement to reporters by one of Holmes's tenants, he said everyone made it out of the building safely, listing each of the residential and commercial tenants on the first two floors, notably a tailor, a pharmacist, and a jeweler. As to why Holmes would try to burn down his own, or he was trying to burn down to get the insurance money. He was really big into insurance fraud. He was always trying to find ways to pull that kind of shit off. During his time at 63rd and Wallace in
Englewood. Always up to no good.
He ran a variety of strange businesses and get-rich-quick schemes out of the building. He came up with cures for alcoholism, a copy machine company, a glass-bending studio. But even if none of those really did anything, though. In addition to his habit of defrauding creditors, inventing aliases, generally figuring out how to commit every kind of fraud, he was, also a murderer.
Yeah.
So, kind of what he was best at.
His hobby was moiter.
Moita. Not long after arriving in Chicago, he met a lady named Myrta Belknap of Minneapolis while she was in the city on business. They had a quick little courtship.
Yeah.
And he convinced her parents to let them
And
marry.
he was like, look, it's not always this quick, okay? Give me another chance. Let me have a sandwich.
It's been a while.
Okay? Yeah.
Let
Let me rest for a little bit and we'll get a medium length courtship.
me get it. I've seen some sandwiches. So he convinced her parents to let them marry. And then he even sweetened the deal by buying them a house. Which money he probably stole.
Yeah.
I mean, he did briefly revert back to being Herman Mudgett at this time when he filed for divorce against old Clara Lovering. And he claimed that he wanted a divorce because she had committed adultery. This was while he was banging Myrta Belknap. He did marry her, and he did not see the divorce through, though, to Clara. So he's married in Chicago, married back in wherever.
He deserves it.
So most likely, the marriage to Myrta was never legal. But they were living together by 1890, and they had a daughter named Lucy. So just as with Clara Lovering, as soon as they had the daughter, he just quit giving a shit about her anymore. So seems like as soon as kids pop up, he's done. He's out.
Yeah.
He ended up just living back at his office, and the visits to see his, wife and daughter became rarer and rarer. About this time, a family named the Connors showed up.
Roseanne Dan?
This is Ned.
Ned.
He's a jeweler. His wife Julia, because
What?
he's a jeweler.
'Cause he's a jeweler? And his daughter Diamond.
Close.
Jim? Oh, wait. No.
Go.
Ruby.
Pearl.
Pearl!
Yeah. So.
And their son, Sapphire?
Nope, no son, just a
damn.
wife and a daughter. So Ned, Julia, and Pearl,
Fucking
the jewelry
Ned.
family. What a nerd.
Dude, it would take a lot for me to like a Ned.
Ned the nerd. I mean, yeah, it would take a lot.
I'm like, oh, okay, Ned.
So
He could be a really good guy, and I'll give him a chance.
they
I'm
took,
just saying, it would
they
take
took
a
up
lot.
residence in Holmes's building in 1890. And Holmes offered to sell the building to Ned Connor, which he excitedly agreed to, only to discover it came with certain strings attached. For one, Holmes neglected to tell him how much debt the store was in.
He didn't ask.
But now Ned owns that debt because he
Oh,
owns the building
shit.
now. So, surprise.
Yeah.
Secondly,
Scammed him.
because of this terrible fucking decision, Ned's marriage with Julia quickly fell apart because all they did was fight. And that led to divorce, which was still very uncommon at the time. And he figured out that Holmes and Julia were sleeping together. And he began to wonder whether Holmes had implicitly offered him a trade. When he realized that Holmes and Julia were sleeping together, he began to wonder whether Holmes had implicitly offered him a trade, basically trading him the store for his wife. Ned moved out, sold Holmes the store back, and just kind of left. So Holmes somehow got this dude to buy the store, take
Just
all
fuck
the
that guy's life
all the
all
debt.
up.
Take his wife.
Damn, I don't hate Ned's that much.
Yeah, Ned didn't deserve
I
that.
take it back. Ned, if you're out there, if you're a Ned and you're listening, let's be friends.
Yeah, sorry, Ned. So in addition to the loans and business holdings he kept under his own name, his various aliases, Marta Belknap's name, her mother's name, he also now added Julia to the list of responsible parties that he put shit in their names. So he's just using everybody's name to be able to amass, money and debt. Sometime after that, Julia and Pearl, they were commonly seen around the building. They suddenly disappeared. Just overnight almost. Holmes said they had gone to visit family, but they were never seen again.
Oh.
So next up is a lady named Emmeline Sigrand. She was a young secretary and typist at a rival alcoholism clinic.
A rival?
Because you...
Are they like trying to steal clients from each other?
Well, I would say that's one of Holmes's random things he's got going on in this building. Is like
alcohol.
a treatment center.
Yeah.
So yeah. But how dare you try to also do this? So they met through his frequent a partner of his named Ben Pedetzel, who Holmes had sent for treatment at the center. He doubled her current salary to work for him. At some point, pretty soon after that, their relationship turned intimate. They were, how do I put this?
Fucking?
Okay, I was going to try to, I didn't know if you knew about those things or not. So I was kind
I've
of
heard tell.
delicately,
I've heard tell.
a bee and a bird,
Yeah.
I think they fuck, I guess.
There's
I
like
don't-
blood involved or something.
The bird bleeds, and then the bee smells it and buzzes it,
Uh-huh.
and then I think
Where?
the bird goes inside the bee,
Yeah.
or the bee.
And they fly together.
So the bee goes inside the bird, and then
They're inside each other.
why are birds and bees
Oh!
the way it gets explained?
Nobody knows.
So, however, where we at here? So they started banging, is what I was saying.
Yeah.
They were banging. They tried to keep it a secret, but most people kind of knew. Shortly before Christmas, 1892, a lady named Miss Lawrence, she was another tenant. She had her last encounter with Emmeline. The younger woman offered her an early present and spoke in vague terms about the future, leading her neighbor to ask her if she was leaving her job and possibly Chicago. Emmeline said maybe, and then no one ever saw her again. So A concerned Miss Lawrence asked Holmes what he knew about her whereabouts. Holmes said that she had left and married her fiance, who no one had ever heard of or met before. Like, no one knew she had a fiance. And that she left her...
There's a pattern forming.
It's a bit of a pattern.
Yeah. Look close.
Yeah, so she was never heard from again. But he was able to, when asked about this, he was able to produce a wedding card from his pocket, suspiciously typewritten instead of, handwritten.
Yeah.
And showed her, like, see, here's a wedding
I just happen to have this on me.
So, Miss Lawrence kind of knew something was up because her and Emmeline were pretty good friends, and she thought, she would have kind of heard about this whole fiance marriage thing. So, she kind of questioned.
So what you're saying is chicken's gonna cluck.
Well, she clucked at Holmes, and Holmes wasn't too happy about that. He didn't kill her. Instead, a few days later, he returned with a newspaper clipping reporting the wedding of Emmeline Cigrand to one Robert Phelps. It began, the bride, after completing her education, was employed as a stenographer in the county recorder's office. From here, she went to Dwight, and there from Chicago, where she met her fate. So at the time, no one suspected Holmes and Emmeline's disappearance, or of having written the newspaper announced it himself. In hindsight, it seems like that is exactly what that was. Yeah. So,
it wasn't too hard to get away with things back then.
Not really. You just
like if you were, I don't want to say smart because I don't want to give this guy credit, but if you were like just aware, the slightest,
if you had
half of your shit together, it just seems like it would just be so easy to get away with just
pretty much anything.
For a while. I'm sure everyone gets caught eventually, but
so Mrs. Lawrence would later testify that somebody matching the description of later testified that sometime after Emmeline's disappearance, she witnessed Holmes and another associate named Patrick Quinlan moving a heavy trunk from the third floor out of the building. She was pretty certain that it was the body of Emmeline Cigrand. After Emmeline, the Williams sisters came.
Serena and Venus?
Venus? So Holmes met Minnie Williams on business in Boston sometime in the 80s. Boston. Saw two things he liked. She was a wealthy orphan.
And then big old cans.
She could...
His words, not mine.
She was...
His words.
Oh, I remember those.
He's a monster.
The famous words of H.H. Holmes. What were they again?
Big old cans.
That's right. So she was expected to inherit another small fortune after the death of her elderly guardian. Furthermore, she often was described as plain, but she could be flattered and manipulated easily. So he was, that's got victim written all over it for him. Using the name Howard Gordon, he swept her off her feet. Gained control over her and her finances. She signed away everything. All of her money, her real estate holdings, signed it all over to him, and then moved to Chicago with him in 1893. To limit anything like having to explain things, he told her, he was Howard, as far as she knew.
Yeah.
And he said that, for business reasons, people call me H.H. Holmes here in Illinois. And she just assumed that was true,
But I'm Miss Jackson if you're nasty.
But, I'm Howard if you're nasty. They got married soon after, but again, don't know if he could even legally get married again.
Yeah. Were they married?
There's no record of the marriage. In the county archives. It could have been lost, but it's most likely that Holmes arranged like a sham ceremony, and she just thought it was all legit.
Sure.
So after their father's death, different relatives
raised... Sure, guy can just get married to all these chicks.
All right, you really cannot be jealous of H.H. Holmes.
I can be a little jealous. Okay? Nice guys finish last. That's all I'm saying.
No.
I'm fine. Keep going about this guy and all the fucking girls that he gets.
You want to say anything backwards again to get rid of it?
No, man.
No, you're good with all that? Okay.
I can live with that.
Okay.
He's a dick.
Okay. Yeah, he is. So,
Chicks dig it, man. Chicks dig that kind of stuff.
so after their father, what?
I'm fine, okay? I'm fine. Go.
Are you fine?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm afraid to look at you because I don't think you're fine.
Don't look me in the eye.
After their father's death, different relatives raised Minnie Williams and her sister Nanny, who was sometimes incorrectly called Anna, a name she never went by in life. Minnie grew up in Boston, while Nanny lived in Alabama. The two
Minnie and Nanny. Wow.
The two maintained a correspondence, but once Minnie's letters mentioned her recent marriage to a handsome, rich, and charming doctor, they arranged for a reunion in Chicago.
Oh, that's what it is. He's a doctor.
He's a doctor.
Why aren't I a doctor?
You can start saying you're a doctor.
I'm a doctor.
Yeah.
I'm a doctor.
Just start saying.
Are you attracted to me more now?
Not really. I'm not a big fan of doctors, so you're not going to get me.
It doesn't work on you.
No.
Okay.
I'm immune to your whims.
I'm going to crack that nut.
To your charms.
I'm going to crack that nut.
Oh. Well, then.
It's going to hurt a lot.
What are you doing to it? In one of the few known instances where H.H. Holmes actually went to the World's Fair, he treated the sisters to a day's visit and celebration of his sister-in-law's arrival. Nanny was pretty goddamn skeptical of Howard the whole time. She didn't think he was very attractive. That was, she's like, Minnie, I'm pretty sure you said this dude was hot.
Yeah.
He's not. But the more
I
time,
like Nanny. She keeps it real.
But the more time she spent in his company, the more she understood why her sister wanted to stay with him. He was a doctor.
Yeah, and I'm sure he was charming.
Probably.
He was a swindler.
I mean, I would think it would be hard for like a creepy guy that built an entire like murder castle to not just constantly be like, hey, yes, oh, your skull looks very nice. Like, I just feel like it would be like he's got to just be batshit insane at all times. If those fingers were dead, I could put them things anywhere I wanted them. So Nanny disappeared first.
Oh no!
She can't be. She
kept it too real.
She kept it too real.
Fuck.
After she disappeared, H.H. Holmes traveled to Fort Worth, Texas, with Minnie to take possession of some land she held there, left over from her family's estate. These Williams girls are they're pretty damn good for orphans. Like, they just got fucking money laying everywhere. That dude, that Ben, he's one of H.H. Holmes' like assistants. He accompanied them, assisted Holmes in the construction of a new building, modeled to be an identical duplicate of the Chicago drugstore with secret passages and all. Holmes' scheme here is unclear. While it's tempting to say that he wanted to build a second murder hotel, that would be a little bit difficult. The one in Chicago may not have had secret passages at all. The features could have easily just been storage spaces to hide excess stock, and a hidden back staircase to allow employees to travel between floors unseen. Some employees, by the recollection of Ned Connor, occasionally even slept in the so-called hidden chambers. Considering Connor was then openly wondering whether Holmes had killed his ex-wife and daughter, this testimony in Holmes' defense should have considered or held considerable weight because, Ned's the one that he sold the place to.
Yeah.
Took his wife, bought it back from him.
Fucked on that good.
Yeah. So even he's coming out like kind of giving offense there, being like, there really wasn't secret passages. It's also worth noting that during the time Holmes was supposed to be busy luring fairgoers through the deaths, he was several states away. He left Texas not long after the new building was finished. So he was like actually just going out there to set up a new pharmacy, it sounds like. He never actually built the murder castle in the first place. He remodeled it. He did the same thing in Fort Worth and apparently never intended to live there. In both cases, the construction projects were just another con. He just was borrowing money. He was borrowing money from multiple banks and commissioning a ton of work with IOUs. He amassed a great deal of laundered money while distracting his creditors with the progress on the building. Once the structure was finished, he left Texas. However, it appears that Minnie Williams never did. Several witnesses later testifying to seeing her after this period, however, almost none of them knew her, and Holmes later admitted to paying Patrick Quinlan's wife to impersonate the missing woman. Minnie and Nanny Williams' bodies were never found, Before returning to Chicago, H.H. Holmes was arrested in Colorado on fraud charges and spent the end of 1893 in prison. That's where we're going to end on this one. When we come back, we'll pick up in 1894, and a lot of things go on with Holmesy and his murder castle.
Oh, Holmesy!
Oh,
kind of like Marge.
Yeah. So, we're only kind of like halfway through the life of H.H. Holmes.
All right.
He has just begun to
really start
do
to suck.
H.H. Holmes things.
Yeah.
So, we will be back with part 2 at a later time. But, you want me to hit some music here?
Yeah. 2 weeks in a row.
So we get 2 weeks feel goods in a row. Hit that music. I will.
Feels good. All right, we're back.
We're feeling good.
It just feels good.
Feels
That's
good.
what I was supposed to do. Feels good. My first feel good is, buddy, congratulations on the Cosmic Whiskey Hour.
Thank you.
That was, I listened. It was really good. You said my name 3 times.
Okay.
I kept a running total.
That's good.
It was more than once.
Are
I'm
you
happy.
tattooing it into yourself each time?
Yeah.
Hash marks?
No, I really enjoyed it, though. You had good music on there, and there's cool stories and stuff, so.
Well, thank you.
It was a little longer than an hour, so I was pretty mad that you lied to me.
Yeah. Just barely, right?
It's like hour 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I was surprised. I didn't think I'd win. I thought I was going to be way short.
You kept
So-
saying 3 fingers. Is that something for drinking?
Yeah.
That's how much you pour into the glass? 3 fingers. Okay.
Yeah.
You got big fingers, too.
I know. So
you should do like 2 fingers.
So usually in bars, you can be like, it's single, double.
And you like put your fingers in their mouth so you know how big it is.
Yeah, it's like,
Don't reach your fingers from my mouth.
Here you go.
No, but I enjoyed it. He did. It's a good job. Keep it up.
Thank you. I'll have another one out before too long.
Yeah. So you guys check that out. What's it? The Cosmic Whiskey Hour.
Cosmic Whiskey Hour, presented by Ray Gun Radio.
Yeah. So that's good. But enough of that shit. My feel good is the headline: Trophy Hunter Eaten Alive by Brother of Lion He Shot for an Instagram post.
Oh, I saw this.
And he looks like I'm gonna say a fat Trump, but Trump's already fat.
Yeah.
He looks like 2 Trumps like squished together.
He looks like Donald Trump if he ate like 5 beanbag chairs.
If Donald Trump fucked a beanbag chair, this is what we would get.
This guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was in South Africa. He killed the one cat's brother, and then the other cat ate him pretty much all but his head.
Good.
Yeah, he stopped while he was ahead.
Does it say how, so he kills the one, and then, because I saw the picture where he's, posing with it.
Yeah.
So was it, right after this picture was taken?
I didn't read a whole bunch. I just saw the headline.
Okay,
You can try to bring it up if you want.
Let me try to Jamie this thing up.
Yeah, I mean, what? You want me to,
what's the headline again?
Boom, bam. Trophy Hunter Eaten Alive by Brother of Lion. He shot for an Instagram post. I think he was streaming live on Instagram when the lion ate him.
Well, that would be incredible.
That would be incredible.
Okay, so, yeah. Yeah, that is Donald Trump.
I thought it was Trump at first. When I just saw the picture, I was like, he's fucking killing lions and gained 200 pounds?
Yeah, Donald Trump, he got real sauced up one night.
Hunting deer, good. You hunt them, you eat them, cool.
Yeah.
There's no reason to hunt lions.
No.
Unless they're, killing people or something, And I've seen some movies like that.
Yeah.
Where there's, bad lions that need to be killed. But I don't think these lions were bad. I think it was just somebody who was like, I have enough money, so I'm going to go to South Africa and kill a lion.
He doesn't look like he has money.
He's got money. You don't.
Oh, he
poor
does.
people don't go.
Well, he doesn't look like it.
Poor people don't go home. Yeah.
He's definitely Donald Trump got sauced up one night, walked a beanbag chair, and this guy came out. So it says, as John Lennon once said, "Instant karma is going to get you." We all know the famous quote by John Lennon, where he said, "Instant karma is going to get you."
Mine is, "Hey Yoko, shut up."
That is certainly the case with a story coming out of South Africa. Which a trophy hunter of lions was reportedly found dead after having been eaten by a pride that he had been hunting. The pride included the brother of one of the great cats he had posed next to in one of his viral Instagram posts. The hunter is well known for his Instagram account, in which he often shares photos and videos of his hunts, particularly of lions. The man was heard screaming from a distance by people outside near the South African city.
Not the brother of the lion I killed.
Salabora.
Not like this. The irony is ripping me apart.
Earl. The lions had reportedly devoured most of the man before his body was discovered, left identifiable as his head was untouched.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like, we don't want that head.
Those who had seen that he was still streaming on Instagram Live identified the man. He did happen on Instagram Live.
Huh.
The story quickly went viral on social media. Yeah.
So, I shouldn't feel good about somebody dying, but, the Lions get some payback. That's what happens.
Steve Mello, another Twitter user, stated that he paid $70,000 to $80,000 in order to hunt a lion who was likely getting old or was going to die naturally. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's getting old. He was going to die naturally.
Yeah.
Like,
You
years.
can say that about it. Like, as soon as it's born, all right, we better hunt this thing. It's going to die naturally.
He's going to die eventually.
What the fuck? So, yeah, that dude was just like Instagram Live and then killed by the... That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for those lions.
Good job, Lions.
Yeah, I'm all for like responsible hunting, deer and everything. Like, yeah, deer populate like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So we would have deer. We already see deer in the
They're
city.
jumping out in front of cars. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one thing. But yeah, just to go fucking hunt a lion, pay $80,000 to go hunt a lion. Like, do something. Donate that money, you fucking asshole. You fucking prick. So
that's my feel good.
It didn't. I mean, it did feel pretty good, actually. No, the beanbag chair got killed. Yeah, go check out the Cosmic Whiskey Hour. It's a Spotify exclusive.
I was hoping you wouldn't bring it up the whole show so then I could come in and use that as a feel good.
I don't think I did, right?
You didn't.
Yeah.
I think I reached your heart.
Touch me, right? So,
is that indigestion?
We'll have another Spotify exclusive show coming at you real soon. It's going to be fun. And then, I'll have another Cosmic Whiskey Hour out soon. We'll be back with part 2 of the H.H. Holmes story.
Let's get some stickers made.
Okay.
Yeah, and then if you want a sticker, let us know.
Yeah, we'll have a couple. I'll post them as soon as we get them made. I'll post what we have. And, let us know if you want a sticker. You got a comedy coming up?
Yeah. I'm going to Jackson, Ohio for an open mic February 2nd.
It was a Johnny Cash song.
It's next Thursday.
Okay.
Or whenever that is. And then February 11th in Lower City.
Okay.
Hour north of Marietta. And then back at Gators, March 18th. They booked me back there at Gators.
Nice.
Yeah, so I was already been asked to do that show again.
All right.
So I have a little bit of a schedule, 3 shows coming up.
You got a little bit of stuff lined
I'd like
up.
to add some more, so if you're looking to need some comedy done, get a hold of your boy.
If you guys want to hear jokes.
Yep. It'll cost you. Shit ain't free.
God damn. You're scared or they'll poop out.
This is free.
This is all the free you get from Joel.
Yep.
If you want to hear more funny things, you pay this fucking man. You pay the money he deserves.
I'm not just dumb for free.
That's right. Okay, we got to go.
All right, bye.